Students from Elizabeth Seton, Walter Johnson, Robinson meet today on It's Academic. Hello, everybody. I'm Hillary Howard. Welcome to It's Academic, the world's longest-running TV quiz show produced by Altman Productions in association with David M. Rubenstein Productions.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following. MITRE, a not-for-profit research and development company working in the public interest.
What happens when the right people connect? Diversity challenges convention. Mentors inspire greatness. And passions drive innovation. From health to transportation and national security, cyber and AI, to space and back, MITRE connects the power of government, academia, and industry to meet our nation's challenges. Together, MITRE connects.
Everybody, we're so glad you're with us today. And of course, we're beginning with the fast start round where questions are worth 10 points up or down. First team to buzz in gets to answer, and the contestants do not see what you do on the screens at home. Students, here's the first question. Double letter P. Please identify the following, all of which are spelled with two P's side by side, as in guppy. The North Star appears in this little constellation. Robinson.
Little Dipper.
Answer?
The Little Dipper.
Little Dipper is right. Pinocchio is this type of wooden figure. Johnson.
Puppet.
Yeah, puppet. Ooh, together. After losing this 42 BC battle, Brutus killed himself. The answer is Philippi. This mountain range extends from Quebec to Alabama. Robinson.
Appalachian.
Yeah. This is a valuable blue gemstone. Robinson.
Sapphire.
Yeah. The Declaration of Independence lists this right to the pursuit of this. Robinson.
Happiness.
Yes. In physics, this effect refers to the changing sound of a siren. Johnson.
Doppler.
Doppler is right. This word precedes by Woods in the title of a Robert Frost poem. Johnson.
Stopping.
Stopping is right. This ancient Greek is known as the father of medicine. Johnson.
Hippocrates.
That's it. This huge African animal is sometimes called Seton.
Hippopotamus.
Yeah, hippopotamus is right. Nicely done. That does it for the fast start. And now it's time for mix and match. Of course, before we jump into the round, we will get to meet these students, and we begin with Elizabeth Seton from Bladensburg. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Tanetta, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Tanetta. I'm a senior at Elizabeth Seton. I like to cook and I like reading.
So many things to ask you about. Well, let's start with the cooking because I love to eat. Okay, It's good to have you. Hello, Max.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm Max. I'm a junior at Elizabeth Seton High School, and I compete in Vex Robotics, and I play tennis.
And in robotics, what are you making?
We just competed yesterday, actually.
How'd you do?
We did well.
All right, congratulations. Hello, Piper.
Hello.
What should we know?
I'm a 15-year-old sophomore at Elizabeth Seton High School, and I love to play the banjo.
Really? So you're a big bluegrass person?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite bluegrass band?
Not particularly. All of them are
Just
really
anything. Okay, here's your first question. Keep a scale new. Hidden in this sentence is the name of what type of triangle with three unequal sides?
good. Scaling.
Yeah. Incendiary, tranquil, benign. Something that causes fire can best be described by which of these adjectives?
Incendiary.
Yes. Blank cities of Sibylla, blank hills of Rome. To complete these phrases, please fill in the blanks with what same number?
9.
7. Runnymede, Hampton Court, Sherwood Forest. England's King John signed the Magna Carta at which of these sites?
The second.
No, the first, Runnymede. Without ice cream, there would be chaos and darkness. And What's ice cream without chocolate and vanilla, both of which were introduced to Europe by Cortez, who had overrun what Mexican Indian empire? Answer?
Inca?
It's the Aztecs. Bladensburg's Elizabeth Seton, 170 points. And now to Team 2, Walter Johnson from Bethesda. Hello, Ren. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, my name is Ren. I'm a 17-year-old junior, and I'm in our school's debate and history clubs. I'm really interested in international relations, so I'd like to work in diplomacy.
Beautiful. Hello, Grace.
Hello, I'm a senior at Walter Johnson High School, where I'm also stage manager and student technical director of our theater company.
Oh, fabulous. What are you guys producing?
We're doing King Lear.
Oh, that's always a good one.
Yes.
Hello, Lucas.
Hi, I'm a senior at Walter Johnson, and I recently started playing guitar.
Really? Is it coming easily to you?
Some parts are, other parts are a bit more challenging.
Okay, here we go. Universal money. You'll enjoy universal approval if you find hidden in this phrase what fish that swims upstream to spawn.
Salmon.
Yeah. Subjugate, venerate, aerate. Which of these words is the best synonym for the verb conquer?
Subjugate. Subjugate.
Yes. Add 2 consonants here, and you'll name what French-speaking Caribbean country that shares the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic.
Haiti.
Yes. St. Augustine, San Diego, San Francisco. Which of these American cities is the oldest, having been settled in 1565?
St. Augustine.
Correct. Slaves in revolt. These words might have headlined a story in a Roman newspaper in 72 BC, when what gladiator led a long but unsuccessful slave revolt?
Spartacus.
Yeah, that's it. Nicely done, Walter Johnson, 240 points. And finally to Robinson High School from Fairfax, Virginia. Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up?
See you later.
Very good. My husband will like that. He's a punster. Austin, what's up with you? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm a senior at Robinson High School, and I'm an Eagle Scout.
Oh, and what kind of badges do you have? Or are you most proud of attaining?
Ooh, maybe the hiking merit badge.
Yeah.
Hike across mountain ranges for that one.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Well, congratulations on that. Nice to have you. Hello, Zaid. What should we know about you?
Hi, I'm a senior at Robinson. I'm 17 years old, and I help run the Latin Classics Club there. We meet like once a month every time to help run some activities and just cool little things we do to get together and enjoy the cool history of the classics.
Beautiful. Nice to have you, Zaid.
Thank you.
And hello, Julian.
I'm a 16-year-old junior at Robinson. I like to draw, and I also play the piano.
What do you draw?
I just do realistic art, humans, animals, a lot of stuff.
Well, it's good to have you, and I have these questions if you are ready. Summer lingers on. Linger over these words, and you can find the hidden name of what legendary magician from King Arthur's court?
Merlin.
Yes. Population, aviation, conservation. Someone concerned with demographics will study statistics in which of these fields?
Population.
Yeah. Blank horse, blank peak. Place what same word in the blanks here to name a mountain in Montana and a Native American leader who helped defeat Custer at Little Bighorn.
Wild? I think I can't remember what it was.
Answer?
No answer.
No answer. It's crazy. Crazy horse, crazy peak. Yeah. General welfare, free trade, domestic tranquility. Which of these goals is not listed in the preamble to the U.S. Constitution?
Free trade, right?
No, I think it's domestic tranquility.
Go for it.
Domestic tranquility?
No, it was free trade. Say you had it. No nation ought to be without debt. Now, there's a quote from someone who never saw modern deficits. What Revolutionary War pamphleteer who wrote Common Sense?
Tom
Paine, yeah.
Thomas Paine.
Yes, and that's it. Nicely done, Robinson. 200 points. That is it for the mix and match round, but don't despair. We have another round just ahead. It's picture perfect. Stay with us.
I'm David Rubenstein. From the Kennedy Center and the National Archives to the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument, I've been pleased to support many important organizations and historic sites linked to American history, art, culture, education, and more. I believe giving back to our country isn't just an idea, it's an action, a patriotic action that involves all of us. And it begins with education and learning about our nation's past so that we, the people, can make a more perfect union for the future. We can do it together. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
You guys feeling the love when you see those signs, and everybody clapping? Yeah, it's nice. Well, this is the picture perfect round where questions are worth 20 points up or down. Once again, the first team to buzz in gets to answer. Here we go. Bedouins in the North African desert don't travel with a lot of baggage, but they often carry beans to make what caffeinated beverage? Seton.
Coffee.
Yeah, that's it. The hordes of bureaucrats are on the rise. These words of warning come from Nobel Prize winner Milton Friedman, who won the award in what field that concerns money, goods, and services, Johnson?
Yeah.
Economics.
That's it. This is the flag of the Pacific Island nation with the name of what wise biblical king? Johnson, answer.
Yeah. Solomon.
Yeah. What is the average of these three numbers? Robinson.
16.
Correct. This is George Caleb Gingham's 1845 painting of fur traders descending what major tributary of the Mississippi River? Johnson. Answer.
Missouri.
That's it. CuO. When this compound is reduced by hydrogen, copper, metal, and what compound are formed? Robinson.
Hydroxide?
No, it's water. When Winston Churchill was voted out of office in 1945, he had been meeting with Stalin and Truman in what P-initialed town near Berlin? Yes, Robinson.
Potsdam?
Yeah, you got it. Black-footed ferrets eat a lot of what so-called dogs. Burrowing rodents, Walter
Prairie
Johnson.
dogs. Prairie dogs.
Prairie is right, and that does it for the picture perfect round. Let's recap these scores. Elizabeth Seton, 170. Walter Johnson, 320. Robinson, 220 points. We get to meet the people who help prepare these students for It's Academic. And of course, we're going to begin with Elizabeth Seton. Max, who's with you today?
We have with us today our Director of Academics, Mr. Conlon, and I would like to thank him as well as all of Seton staff for their continued and constant support.
Wonderful. And Grace, tell us who's with you.
We have our coach, Miss Meyer, here today, along with our alternate, Alice Frank.
All right, and over to Robinson. Zaid, tell us about your crew.
Hey, we got Mr. Campana, our coach here, and also our assistant principal, Mrs. Cheryl.
Wonderful. We're so happy when everybody comes to cheer you guys on. And they're going to cheer you on for this packet round, which is next. So in this packet round, questions are worth 20 points, nothing off for a wrong answer. And if you get every question correct, there's a 25-point bonus. Now, for the rest of it, Elizabeth Seton, you get to go first. Walter Johnson, you get to choose which packet they're going to answer questions from. 1, 2, or 3?
3.
3. All righty. When Edgar Allan Poe wrote of a large water dog, he apparently meant what sort of retriever named for a region of eastern Canada?
Yes. Golden?
Nope, Labrador retriever. A pasta maker and a folding chair were part of the furnishings at Monticello, the home of what third president?
Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah. Over 100,000 fish swim behind 2-foot-thick acrylic walls in one of the world's largest aquariums in what Georgia state capital?
Atlanta?
Yeah, it's Atlanta. Here's your science question. Luther Burbank, Tim Berners-Lee, Léon Foucault. The speed of light in water was first measured by which of these men who used a pendulum to study the Earth's rotation?
The third one?
Yep, you got it. Though reporters referred to it as the monkey trial, the defendant in Tennessee's 1925 famous evolution trial was what school teacher?
Go for it.
Answer?
Charles Darwin?
No scopes. Zora and Me is a children's book about what woman who wrote Their Eyes Are Watching God?
Zora Neale Hurston?
Yeah, very good. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression.
1.
Yeah, you've got it. Geothermal power provides most of the energy used for home heating in what country where Reykjavik is capital?
Iceland?
Iceland is right. Nicely done, Elizabeth Seton. 290 points. All right, Walter Johnson, you are up, and we have questions from either packet number 1 or packet number 2. What's it going to be, Robinson?
Number 1.
Number 1. In just one day in the 16th century Germany, 133 women were burned at the stake for what crime associated here with Salem, Massachusetts?
Witchcraft.
Yes. John F. Kennedy was the first president to have been a member of what youth organization whose motto is, be prepared?
Boy Scouts.
Yeah. Chemist Robert Bunsen nearly killed himself experimenting with what poisonous element that has atomic number 33 and symbol AS?
Arsenic.
Arsenic is right. Here's your science question. Enamel, cartilage, adipose tissue. Which of these is the hardest substance in the human body?
Enamel.
It is. After identifying over 40 objects resembling both planets and comets, astronomers named them for what mythical creatures, half horse, half man?
Centaur.
Yeah. The Selfish Giant was a children's story by what author, better known for such works as The Picture of Dorian Gray?
Oscar Wilde.
Correct. Here's your math question. Which of these numbers is evenly divisible by 6?
The third one?
Nope, it's the first one. According to legend, St. Patrick drove the snakes from Ireland, and a Maori god did the same for what Pacific nation whose capital is Wellington?
New Zealand.
New Zealand is right. Nicely done, Walter Johnson, 460 points. And now, packet number 2 for Robinson. Bet you would have gotten that Boy Scout question, Austin. Here we go. In 1624, an English farmer built a barn with the timbers from what ship that 4 years earlier had carried pilgrims to America?
Mayflower.
Mayflower is right. The ancient Greek general Alcibiades fought for both Athens and what militaristic city-state that opposed Athens?
Sparta.
Correct again. A meteorite that landed in Morocco in 2012 had been ejected 700,000 years ago from what planet fourth from the sun?
Mars.
Mars is right. Here's your science question. Alcohols, esters, hydrates. Salts that contain some loosely bonded water molecules are called which of these?
Hydrates.
Yeah. The legendary Flying Dutchman is not a Dutch aviator, but a ghost ship that supposedly sails the seas off what cape near the tip of Africa?
Cape Town.
Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope is right. It would have been appropriate if Ralph Ellison had used disappearing ink to write what novel for which he is best known? The answer is Invisible Man. Here's your math question. If x equals 4, evaluate this expression giving your answer as an integer.
14.
14 is right. In 2016, a monkey fell or jumped onto a transformer and caused a nationwide blackout in what African nation where Nairobi is capital?
That's Canada.
Go for it.
Kenya.
Kenya is right. Nice. Robinson, 360 points. That does it for the packet round. You know what's next. It's the grab bag. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm David Rubenstein. Did you know that President Franklin Delano Roosevelt arranged for the placement of the Jefferson Memorial on the tidal basin because he could see it there from the White House? I'm David Rubenstein, reminding you to read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
It is that time for
Grab Bag Round!
Woo! Yes, it is. Before we jump in, let's recap those scores. Elizabeth Seton, 290. Walter Johnson, 460. Robinson, 360 points. Now, in this round, as you know, questions are worth 20 points up or down, and there will be questions on your monitors. Here we go. Among the last Confederate casualties was Charles Minna-Gerard, who was wounded at what Virginia site where Lee surrendered? Robinson.
Appomattox Courthouse.
Yeah. What is the largest prime factor of 35? Seton.
7.
Yep, 7 it is. Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote his book Between the World and Me after a meeting in 2013 with what U.S. president, a Democrat? Johnson.
Obama.
Yeah. On your monitors. These peaceful woods saw action on May 3rd, 1940, when German troops outflanked what supposedly impregnable line of French fortified Johnson.
Yeah,
Maginot.
That is right. Not even the biggest shoe stores carry the winged sandals worn by what classical messenger? Johnson.
Hermes.
Yeah, choice. A frequency of 30,000 kilohertz is equal to how many megahertz? 3, 30, or 300? Anybody gonna go for it? No, the answer. Robinson.
300?
Nope, 30. A colonial settlement called Strawberry Bank was the original site of what New Hampshire city where the 1905 treaty ending the Russo-Japanese War was signed? Any takers? The answer is Portsmouth. On your monitors. This is the Finnish word for soap salesman. I'm not going to try to say it. It is also what sort of word that could be spelled the same way backwards and forwards, Johnson?
Palindrome.
Palindrome's correct. The goddess Juno liked peacocks, but the goddess Minerva was the protector of what other?
Owl.
Johnson?
Owls.
Yeah, owls. What is the sum of the exterior angles of a regular polygon with 16 sides? Yes, Seton. Answer?
350.
No, 360. Close. To flash freeze food, companies often use a liquid form of what?
Nitrogen.
Robinson?
Nitrogen?
Yes, on your monitors. This was a depiction of England's King George IV, a member of what dynasty that had originated in? Johnson?
Hanover.
Yeah. In the fall, most of the world's Kirtland's warblers fly from their nests in Michigan to winter in what island nation whose capital is Nassau? Johnson?
Bahamas.
That's it. In 1885, Canada dedicated its first national park. What mountainous tract whose name ends with 2 F's? The answer is Banff. I still want to go there. The game of Mahjong plays a central role in what Amy Tan novel set in? Johnson?
Joy Luck Club.
Yeah. Jamaica's mineral resources include bauxite, the chief ore of what light, malleable metal? The answer is aluminum. Oh, sorry, beat you to the buzzer. Arguments about government surveillance often refer to the ban on unreasonable searches contained in what number? Yes, Robinson.
Fourth Amendment.
Which one?
Fourth Amendment.
Fourth Amendment's right. A lunar crater has been named for what English scientist who must have been over the moon when he realized his smallpox vaccine was successful? The answer is...
Fleming.
Yes.
Fleming.
Nope, it's Edward Jenner. What 2-letter pronoun begins the preamble to the Constitution? Yes, Seton? We is right. A jazz opera titled Blue Monday was the work of what American composer who later wrote Porgy and Bess?
Gershwin?
Yes, yeah, you are right, and that does it. The buzzer sounded, and that is the end of the grab bag round. Please stay with us. We're going to tabulate those scores and have the results in just 1 minute.
I'm David Rubenstein, and I believe giving back is something we all can do. Many students are getting involved in their communities in important ways. I've asked them to share with us how they're making a difference.
Hi, my name is Brendan. I go to Albert Einstein High School, and a while ago I did this program called the RC3 program, or the Rock Creek Conservancy Corps. Pretty much all you do is you go around Montgomery County and you pick up trash and do invasive species removal. I personally really enjoyed the program. I got to learn so much about the environment and how I could benefit it. And along with that, I got to meet a lot of amazing people as well. Most of my close friends at the moment are people that I met through this program.
Like these students, you too can help improve the lives of so many people by volunteering in your town and community. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Hey everybody, the scores are now official. We begin with Elizabeth Seton High School from Bladensburg. Tanetta Max Piper, 310 points. And from Fairfax, Virginia's Robinson High School, Austin Zay Julian, 400 points. Coming back for the playoff, Walter Johnson from Bethesda, Ren Grace Lucas, 620 points. Kept answering those questions, and often correctly. Hey, stick around. We will be right back.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: MITRE, a not-for-profit research and development company working in the public interest.
What happens when the right people connect? Diversity challenges convention. Mentors inspire greatness. And passions drive innovation. From health to transportation and national security, cyber and AI, to space and back, MITRE connects the power of government, academia, and industry to meet our nation's challenges. Together, MITRE connects.
Hey, we want to thank you for being with us today as these students competed right here on It's Academic. I'm Hillary Howard. See you next time. Bye.